Hello, everybody. A lot to talk about today's Beyond the Gates. I only have so much time, though, so we really need to get into it. But first off, I do want to say there's been an influx of Beyond the Gates fans on this channel over the past couple of weeks. Welcome to OCG TV. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And also, please leave comments. I do enjoy hearing everyone's comments on the show. And you can also support the channel by subscribing to Patreon, patreon.com/OCGTV, watching other soap operas, old soap operas over there. But let's talk about Beyond the Gates. The writing keeps on hitting for the most part, of course, aside from Derek and Ashley, which I don't even know if I want to get into. But I enjoyed a lot that happened today, and a lot did happen today. Let's start with Eva and Ted going to the country club. The country club has become kind of the place on this show where, you know, it's the Duprees kind of run it there, but there's these other characters that are trying to fit in there. We've seen it with Haley, who just could not fit in because she was the other woman to Danny, Dupree, and Bill. And now Ted brings Eva to the country club, and she doesn't really belong there. And things go from bad to worse when Danny and Nicole arrive. Vanessa's also there, too, at first, being judgmental, even though she's a huge hypocrite. That, as I've said plenty of times over the past 2 weeks, Vanessa, the biggest cheater we've seen on the show. Like, they show her cheating constantly, so for her to be judgmental is a joke. But of course, Danny has to open her big mouth, berating Ted when she and Nicole arrive. How dare Ted bring Eva to the country club, even though Ted is a member of the country club. And then Danny once again reiterating to Eva that the Duprees will never care about her. She will never mean anything to the Duprees. And these past 2 episodes, the show's really been kind of dropping the anvils that Eva might end up being a Dupree. I've been saying the past 2 weeks, as others have speculated that could happen, that I don't love that twist, and I really don't want that twist, but they've really kind of been trying to tell us that Eva and Kat might be twins. I mean, I guess I could say that could add some sort of layers to the dynamic of rivalry between Kat and Eva, I suppose. But it's just the easy out for the show, and it is something a modern soap opera would do. And it is a way to try to redeem Eva the easy way, even though, I mean, to me, she doesn't need that much redemption. But to me, she is going to need other characters having egg on their face from all this berating that has been happening to Eva over these past few episodes. I just don't love that being the easy way out to do it, but the show is hinting that it is a possibility that Eva is also Nicole's daughter. There was also some character at the country club named Anastasia, who is apparently the town gossip. I mean, Shanice is the town gossip. I don't know who this woman thinks she is, but Shanice is the town gossip. Shanice is just a more fun gossip, whereas Shanice just gossips. This woman was trying to cause a ruckus at the country club. She approached Danny and Nicole's table with Vanessa, saying that they know how to pick men. They just pick the best men that cheat on them. And then she approached Ted and Eva and congratulated Eva on the promotion from assistant to long-lost daughter. And she said something else to Eva that caused Eva to leave the country club, once again telling Ted that she doesn't belong there. And then Anastasia later kind of hit on Ted. So she was an odd character to be introduced. The show does really well with the side characters. Don't know how I feel about this one, though. I don't know if this will be a one-off or if she will actually be the town gossip, but I hope not, because that should be Shanice. I really hope the show sees how good Shanice has been, the big reception to Shanice, and actually start to make her a bigger character as the year goes along. Because Shanice, as a character, I think, would be more riveting than some of these people, like Derek and Ashley. Anyway, well, Eva goes to Orphe Jeans, but before Eva got there, Leslie met up with Ashley's mom, or she saw Ashley's mom, whose name I finally know is Jen. I finally learned her name. And Jen is also upset with Leslie. But one thing the show does constantly that I love with the writing is characters will say things that I'm always thinking. I don't remember the example. Oh, the example last week was Bill talking about how the Duprees, Vernon and Anita, always want their hands clean, so he had to get dirty for them. I was glad that Bill told Danny that because it's the truth. And today's episode, Leslie doesn't think that Jan should feel some kind of way about her like Mona does, because Mona is upset because she has her head stuck up the Dupree's ass. And that's exactly what I was saying in my video yesterday. Like, yeah, Mona had all this anger, and I get it, her image is messed up, but it was over the top with Eva, so I'm glad Leslie did have that line about Mona, because she is a kiss ass. Now, when Mona finds out that someone did what they did to Laura, and it looks like by the preview last week that Eva might be taking the fall for that first, I could see Mona going off about that. But yesterday, Mona was over the top with Eva. But Jan is also not feeling Leslie anymore because she just lied to her and Mona. And Leslie tried to say there's two sides to every story, and that Ted said he loved her and then dumped her. Jana wasn't really having it. Because Leslie was trying to tell Jan that they're the same because they raised these daughters. But Jana was saying, and it was right, once again, good writing, that Leslie acts out of hate and not love. And Janet doesn't really want to be Leslie's friend anymore. Also, while this was going on in Orphe Jeans, we have a mystery man who was listening in on this conversation. And Martin and Vernon also showed up at Orphe Jeans, and the mystery man was there when they were there. So, an intriguing new character. I remember reading that some actor got a role on the show, so I'm assuming this is that person. I like a good mystery man to unfold. We'll see exactly who or what he is involved in. We'll also get to Martin's dream here in a second. But Eva did show up at Orphe Jeans, and Leslie and Eva ended up arguing in public. Eva wanted things to get back to normal with Leslie. She apologized to Leslie because she doesn't belong in the Dupree world. She misses the relationship between her and her mother. But Leslie wasn't having it. Leslie was trying to make Eva see that she's the victim in all of this, and trying to get through to Eva that Ted wanted her aborted, which Leslie is right about. But then Leslie continues to take out all her anger right now out on Eva. Eva called out Leslie for manipulating her. Also correct. Good to see Eva once again call Leslie out on that. But Leslie isn't giving an inch to Eva. She's saying that Eva chose Ted and that Ted's getting her an apartment, and tells Eva not to give her another thought. And this, of course, leaves Eva sad once again. Eva's been getting it everywhere, doing a lot of crying these past few episodes. And for now, I'm fine with it. I think it's realistic that Eva's going through all this emotional turmoil. But as I said last week, and I will reiterate again this week, I hope soon Eva develops a backbone again. Because I'm going to need that. Eva cannot be the constant victim. Like, they've done a good job that painting her as this big underdog, but I hope it leads to her getting a backbone back. As the summer comes, the backbone better be backboning, because I can't have her the constant victim, or that will get on my nerves, even though she is my favorite character. So I hope the writing, this is just a growing process for the character, I hope. We then got two more good scenes from the fallout of Eva and Leslie arguing in public. Martin came up to Eva, who is his half-sister now, as we are to believe, and consoled her And as I said yesterday, this was a pleasant surprise that Martin is actually going to be the first person. I mean, other than Andre, but Andre isn't a Dupree. Martin is the first Dupree to warm up to Eva and actually try to console her. And this is something the character of Martin needed. Martin needed something to actually make him a little likable, because he's been extremely unlikable since the show began. So this is definitely something the Martin character needed, and I'm happy that this is happening, that Martin is the one warming up to Eva. Vernon also confronted Leslie, saying he pitied her, says rejecting the only person who loves her is a big mistake, and she will find that out in the long run. And she will. Leslie is being psychotic and cold and all over the place. 1 minute telling Ted she loves her, and the next berating Ted to everyone through town again. She continues to be all over the place, pushing away everyone. After that confrontation with Vernon, Jan came up to her again, saying she treated her own daughter terribly. Leslie got super pissed at Janet, berated Janet, and said everyone, Janet, Mona, the Duprees, everyone, Eva can get lost, saying she still has a few surprises up her sleeve. And she probably will. But I do think this is she's just going to further alienate herself from everyone. And if her endgame is to want to be with Ted, that ain't going to happen at the rate this is going. So after all that, Eva ran back to Ted and said she went to see her mom because it's familiar, but Ted's the one accepting her. And it was a sweet scene with them. And then Nicole, Anita, and Vanessa saw them holding hands again, mean mugging them, whatever. The Duprees annoy me, which is something I also want to touch upon soon. But I just want to say, with the recast coming with Ted, it better be a good recast, because I am enjoying the Ted and Eva dynamic, and I have always enjoyed the Ted and Leslie dynamic. And while the actor who plays Ted certainly has his weaknesses, the chemistry with Eva and Leslie with the new Ted is going to be very important to me. So come Thursday when he debuts, that will be interesting to see. Quickly, let's touch upon a few other things, but I also want to say about the Duprees. Like I've been saying these past few videos that they irk me. But some of that's good writing, some of that's bad writing. Like the Duprees, I think the writers want them to be kind of gray, want them to be the rich family that uses their wealth to cover their own misdeeds up. And it's good that we have characters that are hypocrites on a soap opera. I agree with that. However, I still do say that the writing for Anita and Vernon in general has been bad. All of this telling us and not showing us with them has just made them completely unlikable characters for two characters that are supposed to be patriarch and matriarch. I do stand by that. We had more Joey. Joey confronted Doug. I guess we did have some movement in this story. Joey's had it with Doug's gambling. No more chances to pay him back. He told Doug that about his money laundering scheme he wants to do to Vanessa's firm. And if Doug agrees to this, his debt to Joey would vanish. But Doug didn't want to do with it, so he's not allowed to gamble anymore. And he has 1 week to pay Joey back. I mean, it's good that we finally have a big threat from Joey. I will say I wish John Lindstrom was a little more menacing in this role. Sometimes his threats just aren't landing for me. I don't know what it is. There is a disconnect with the Joey character being the big bad sometimes, and it falls on John Lindstrom. Martin once again had a dream about his, a nightmare about whatever his secret is. There was definitely a car in his dream. Something about money in the dream. Someone talking about money in the dream. What color is your money was the quote from his dream. He woke up, met with Vernon, told Vernon he doesn't want to run for president anymore. Told Vernon that he hopes his secret doesn't come out because his mom will be even more upset if the truth comes out. It's more teasing of the secret that I really want to be... I want that to come out during May sweeps too, but I don't know if we're going to get it. It would be nice, though, because it would finally maybe take Anita and Vernon in a different direction, too, which is needed. Lastly, Ashley and Derek were on. Don't know what the writers want from us with them. They don't really try. They just bicker over stupid shit and then have sex. And the videos posted yesterday about the renewal showed... I mean, the actor that plays Derek, the actress that plays Ashley, were in all the videos, so they're still going to be on the show come August. So, I know that there's speculation that Ashley might be Joey's daughter. I don't know if that makes me any more interested in her, because like I said, John Lindstrom's acting the role has been falling flat for me lately. He's not that riveting as this villain. He has chemistry with Vanessa, but that's the only thing really going for the character with me. But there's nothing going for the characters of Ashley and Derek. But overall, besides Ashley and Derek, per usual, very solid episode. A lot went down today, and looking forward to tomorrow. And I do want to see how this recast with Ted goes come Thursday.